So, Portia's family front is finally over. The last episode has aired, even though there were supposed to be 2 more episodes to follow. But I think I can speak for the entirety of the internet when I can say that we are glad that this is over. Let's talk about it, children.
I don't do regrets. I'm trying to learn from my lessons, but do I get it yet? I wanna set an example, but I'm not sure I can handle all my demons. I'm thinking that I should court a vet. I fight for all respect. I'm working overtime to keep in my head. I understand I'll get the love when I'm dead, so my focus is red. Choose the black out on what's keeping me chosen. I've been the token, now the back is ahead. On my soapbox, chucking, showing out.
Greetings, constituents. It's another lovely day here in Georgia, Carolina. I'm your local Congresswoman, Jordan Renee, and I am so happy to have you guys back for another town hall meeting. If you're new here and you're visiting, thank you for touring our lovely community. All right, so Portia's family front is finally over, and I'm here to talk about it. I was going to recap the show, but when the show started, I was on my little hiatus, so I didn't want to be bothered. But now that the show is finally over and I am finally back on YouTube, we are here to have a conversation about it. This was a hot ass mess. This was a hot ass mess. Everything about this show was wrong. Everything about this show was wrong is the only word that I can use. Everything about this show should have never happened. It seems like Porsha went into this show trying to make one show, and the production company and the network, they were showing us what the real was, because we didn't get any real answers from Porsha or her family front. We didn't get the real timeline of their relationship, something that was concrete, because even when they did try to explain the timeline, there were cuts and time jumps of there being disputing stories. Like, there would be these reports from different people in the family saying that, was it 2 weeks? Was it a month? Was it 3 weeks? When did he file for divorce? It just seems like there was so many holes in everyone's story that we never got a concrete answer. One, this show was supposed to be about Porsha blending her family, and we never got one scene of Simon and Pilar, Simon and Dennis really having a real conversation about their family. Like, the only conversation that we saw with Simon and Dennis was them talking about this trip. Okay, so it's supposed to be about Porsha blending her family. Her family is Dennis and Simon and Pilar. That is the family that needs blending. Why did she need to blend the entire extended family on top of that? Is it me? Or did she just need a cast of characters? Because we all of a sudden got introduced to this entire family that we have never seen on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. At least when Candy does shit like this, we have seen these people before. We've seen Don Juan. We've seen Carmen. We've seen Mama Joyce. We've seen Aunt Bertha, Aunt Nora. We've seen her family on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it didn't seem weird when all of a sudden she has this family ski trip, or she's doing the OLG gang, and now they're getting a show about it. Like, it makes sense. With Porsha, the only people we ever saw was her mama and Lauren. That was it. We never saw Londi. We ain't never seen Storm. We ain't never seen nobody. And the closest we saw to her extended family was Mama Gina. And we hadn't seen her for real since she was asking Porsha about them getting married, and they had just started dating or whatever, or about a prenup. We didn't really even see them. So, like, it just seemed like Porsha got the opportunity to do this show, and she knew that her Simon and Dennis was not gonna cut it, so she had to blend, she had to come find all of these family members and have all of this chaos and all of this family drama all of a sudden and put them on a ski trip, or not a ski trip, but a family retreat. nothing about this show made sense. We didn't get a real buildup of the other characters on the show. We barely got introduced to Londi, and we really didn't get any introduction to Storm, but it seemed like she was such a major part of the storylines when it came to the interactions with Porsha's side of the family and Dennis, because there was a mutual connection between the three of them. So it seemed like Porsha called her whole family together and said that we was going to do a family vacation and didn't exactly tell everybody what this was supposed to be about. It really feels like Porsha didn't give everybody the heads up that we were putting on this family front of us trying to build a family unit, and we're gonna fix all these fake issues that don't really have anything to do with each other, and we're gonna pretend to be this big happy family. Which aunt was it? Was it Aunt Liz, who said at one point in the show that she don't even know half of y'all? She don't even deal with y'all. And I mean, specifically, she pointed out Dom, who was Porsha's former assistant, family friend, whatever, right? None of this seemed like anybody was on one accord. And it seemed like nobody was on the same page with Porsha's lies. Or it seemed like everybody else got the memo that this was supposed to be a family retreat except Porsha. It seemed like Porsha called everybody for a family vacation and they decided to do a family retreat. Like, Porsha was not present for anything. Like, this whole thing came together so that Porsha could blend her family and so that she can move into the next chapter of her life having a cohesive relationship with all the pieces of her family. But Porsha didn't show up for the meditation. She didn't show up for yoga. She barely showed up for the family events. Like, it just didn't seem to make sense why this was happening. For all the information that we got on this show, she should have just stayed on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She really should have just stayed on Atlanta, because there's no reason. She wasted 7 weeks of our life with nothing. Excuse me. And what she really did was make herself so much more unlikable. You have ruined your credibility. Porsha, you realize when you went into this show, you were the fan favorite. Everybody was rooting for you. We thought that Atlanta was going to fall apart now that Porsha was leaving. Nene's gone. And then Cynthia left right behind you 3 days later, or three days before you. I can't remember who announced first, Cynthia or Porsha. I think it was Cynthia. But like, Cynthia's gone, and now you were just the final nail in the coffin for Atlanta. So when you left Atlanta, it seemed like the entire show was basically riding on your back. Like, you were center peach. Like, everybody loved you. We were rooting for you. You got the book deal. You had Bravo's chat room. You did the music video commercial with the girls from New Jersey. It just seemed like you had it all going on. And now your whole fan base is turning against you. In the last episode, it was reported that she lost half of the viewership that she had for the rest of the season. Like, I just don't understand. There's so much confusion happening. How did you not have 9 episodes? This season was supposed to be 9 episodes long, and we only got 7. You had so much you should have been doing. We should have been seeing family outings with you and Dennis, and you, Simon, and Pilar trying to, like, we should have got scenes of you trying to integrate Simon into your daughter's life and see how he interacts with Pilar. We should have seen more scenes with Dennis and Simon having a cohabitory conversation about, how we're going to come together and blend this family and them really getting to know each other. We should have seen more scenes with you and Dennis really having a conversation about co-parenting. We should have seen your black ass in therapy trying to effectively move from one relationship to the other, because you jumped out of one relationship and jumped into an engagement with a whole nother man without even really taking time to exercise your feelings over Dennis. This whole show, we were so busy talking about Porsha still having feelings for Dennis and Simon really just being a checkbook that nothing got done. Nothing got done. The only positivity we saw on this show was Dennis's relationship with Lauren and seeing Dennis be a good father to Pilar. That is the only positivity we saw out of this show. Nothing about this show was good. Nothing about this show was positive. Nothing about this show was effective. And nothing about this show was to your benefit. Porsha, you made yourself look a damn fool. We should have seen more scenes with Mama Gina and Mama Diane trying to get along because they still don't really rock with each other. If anything, we should have seen more scenes with Storm and Dennis trying to figure it out, Dom and Dennis trying to figure it out, Londi and Porsha trying to figure it out. There were so many avenues that a concept like a family trying to blend together and fix all of their issues. There were so many avenues and so many directions that this could have gone, and you just fumbled the ball. You gave us nothing. This was an embarrassment. This was an embarrassment to your legacy. This was an embarrassment to your grandfather's legacy, because the only thing we saw about Hosea's Feed the Homeless and Hungry was Aunt Liz going down there to set up the event. Like we should have seen more of your activism. Your whole last season on the show was based on you being the Black Panther of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. What happened? Where was the pre-production meetings? It seems like nobody planned this show. It just seemed like, oh, we got a scandal, let's follow it. And then all of a sudden at the last minute, you and Lauren tried to piece together some kind of show to fill out 9 episodes. We should have at least got a 2-part reunion. If you wasn't going to actually film the last 2 episodes, the least we could have got was a 2-part reunion so that we could have actually seen y'all come together and work this out. And then we saw you play the reality TV game when you sat here and jumped on this man's mama, jumped on this man, swinging on Dennis. I'm not going to say you jumped on this man's mama because we never saw any physical contact between you and Mama Gina. All we saw was Mama Gina's voice and a tagline or a subtitle of Mama Gina talking and then Porsha talking, and then all we saw was Porsha swinging on Dennis. So we never really saw what started that real fight. And then the fact that you tried to manipulate the entire show so that nobody would talk about it the next day, I'm glad that the producer came on there and said, what the fuck is going on here? What is legitimately happening? Because you're sitting here, we done gone through a whole day of filming, and now y'all finna go into a dinner and y'all have not addressed anything that has happened last night. Y'all sat here and got into a whole fight, towed a whole damn set up, and now the biggest part of the cast is not here, which is Dennis. Dennis and Mama Gina. I'm telling you, I said this on Kim Pyre's channel and I'll say it again. If we don't get a spinoff with Dennis and Mama Gina called McKinley Matters, this entire show was a waste. This entire show was a waste. We have no more clarity on Porsha and Simon. We have no blending between Simon and Dennis. We have no blending between Dennis and Porsha. She literally tried to call this man her brother. She literally said she wanted to have a sister-brother relationship with a man that you had a whole baby with. We don't co-parent with our siblings, mama. This don't make no damn sense. What did we just watch for 7 weeks? This show is a prime example of why people shouldn't do TV. If you're going to come on TV and not just let it all hang out and not let the chips fall where they may and let the shit really be what it is, there's no point for you to be here. Because if you don't tell us the truth, the awkward way that this show is going to turn out is going to... excuse me. Child, I'm trying to burp out Porsha's demons. I'm trying to burp out Porsha's bullshit. My God, I'm sorry. But if you're not going to sit here and really show us what it really is, the cameras are going to show us. If you're not going to tell us the truth, the way this show turned out is going to tell us, because it's going to look awkward. Things are not going to make sense. Facial expressions are going to tell on everybody. You're going to look awkward. You're going to look like you're hiding something. And there are going to be holes to the story where shit does not make sense. How did this show make it to air? Legitimately, how did this show make it to air? Because I don't see how, Porsha, if you were really an executive producer on this show, I don't see how you watched this show and approved for it to come out before it did. And if you try to come out and say we didn't see the show before it aired and you were an executive producer, then high vanity title. Like, what was the point of you having it? What was the point? Like, a vanity title does not do shit for you. Do you get a little more money for having a vanity title of being an executive producer? And even if you do, does that little bit of more money on top of your check suffice for the show that you put out? This has your name on it. Now imagine Porsha going back to the Real Housewives after this. Imagine Porsha going back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta after this. What is she going to do now? Because the whole reason she did this show was so that she wouldn't have to avoid answering the questions on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So now if she carried her ass back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, now not only do we have the questions about Porsha and Simon, now we have questions about her cheating on Dennis. Now we have questions about, is she really still having feelings for this man? Is she supposed to be planning a wedding to this man? Like, we have even more questions that we need answered than we did before. Porsha, your safest bet was for you to keep your ass on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because this ruined your entire career to me. This, I'm not even going to say ruined your career, but it ruined a lot of your credibility and it ruined a lot of the respect that the fans had for you. Because mind you, black people are very loyal and Porsha has a very black audience. And black people are loyal to the people that they love. But once black people feel like you have lied to them or feel like you are trying to get over on them or play on our intelligence or make us look like fools and just sell us anything, we will turn on you. And that is what is happening. Week by week by week, I have seen Porsha's reputation fall apart by the lace of her wig. The further this show has gone on, the more I have seen the entire public change their views on Porsha. Why did you do this? Why did you quit all your jobs? You quit Dish Nation. You quit the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You basically gave Go Naked Hair to Lauren, which, mind you, I'm sure y'all are still working on that, but I'm sure that you still have a part of that. But we didn't even see your businesses on this show. I didn't see one thread of a Pampered by Porsha sheet. I didn't see no hair on. I ain't seen not a bit of Go Naked hair. The only hair that I saw was when you said that you was going to make you a little bob out of the little bundles that Dennis left at your house when he was trying to start a hairline. We didn't see none of your businesses. We didn't see you writing the book. I didn't see you at a laptop typing one page on no laptop. I didn't see you doing anything. I didn't even see you doing conversations with your family about your past and your background so that it could give more context to your family for your book. You fumbled this bag so bad, I don't know how we can come back from this. I legitimately do not know how we can come back from this, because even if you did try to come back to the Real Housewives and just lay it all out and be like, this is what it is, we're not going to care. Well, I'm not. I'm not going to speak for all black people. I'm sure there's a lot of Porsha enthusiasts out there that are waiting for you to make this right. But how are we supposed to believe anything you say? anything you say, regardless of whether Fallon was cheating on Simon, regardless of whether you were like, it don't even matter at this point. The way that you handle this show, no matter what you say about your relationship or anybody else that was involved in it, we are going to automatically question everything that you say, and we are going to automatically be inclined to not believe a word of it, because the way that you handled this show, it felt like you were trying to question our intelligence. It felt like you thought that we were stupid and we were just going to believe anything you sold us, anything you put on screen, we were just supposed to believe. And that we were so infantilized by you that we were just going to buy your bullshit and then read it in a book when it came out in November. The least we could have got was you deciding on whether or not you were going to include the R. Kelly story in your book. Something. We didn't get anything. Anything. And I was the person who was on your team. I said, we going to automatically get a season 2 because it's Porsha. We're going to get a season 2 because it's Porsha, and we're going to want to see this wedding. We're going to see how the situation goes with Dennis and Simon. We're going to want to see the mothers. We're going to want to see Lauren. We're going to want to see all of this. We thought you had all the right ingredients. Even if you did just pull a bunch of family members out of the woodwork that we had never seen or heard of before. We thought, okay, well, cool. Porsha had enough going on. Maybe we just didn't have time for Porsha to be including her family members into her stuff like Kandi did. Okay, we really tried because we went into this show not believing anything you were saying. Well, I know I did. I'm trying not to speak for the public, but I'm going based off of what I'm hearing and seeing in the comments, in the videos. I'm seeing it all. And nobody believed what you were saying about your relationship going into this season. I will say that. Nobody believed you. Or the majority of people did not believe you. I think that there were a lot of people who wanted to believe what you were saying because we love you. But I think everybody went into this questioning everything that you were talking about. We were like, I don't know if I believe her. I don't know if I believe her. So we walked into this show hoping that you were going to prove all of the people who said you were lying wrong. We thought that you were going to come into this show and make it all better, and that you were going to tell us everything that we needed to know. And you gave us nothing but more questions. You gave us nothing but more questions. We didn't even see you film an episode of the podcast with you, your sister, and your mama. I keep thinking about all of these side hustles that Porsha has, and we saw none of them. We didn't see her picking new colors for sheets. We didn't see her picking new bundles for the hairline. We didn't see her writing her book. We didn't see them shooting the podcast. We didn't see anything. We didn't see Porsha blending her family with Dennis. We didn't see her blending her family with Mama Gina. We didn't see anything. You gave us 7 episodes of BS. I hope that they don't even allow you to come back. And if they do allow you to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta in season 15 or whatever season they filming after this one, because I think they're filming season 14 right now. I hope that if they do even allow you to come back season 15, that you are a friend of. You do not deserve a peach. You do not deserve a peach, because the way that you showed your ass on Porsha's family front, you don't deserve a peach. You don't deserve now peach, because what are we supposed to get from you? If we didn't get it on your own show where it was all about you, what do you think that we're going to get from you when you're part of an ensemble cast again? Let's be real. Even when Kandi did all of her spinoff shows, all of her specials with all of her family, when she did her wedding special, the ski trip, we got questions answered. They got to the shit. They got to the mess and they talked about what was really going on and the reason why they were there. They answered the questions that the fans wanted to know. And if they didn't answer it, they at least got to the shit and they gave us enough argument for us to walk away satisfied. Even if we didn't get an answer, we got enough cussing and hollering to be situated. Yeah. I'm finna go. This was a waste of my time. I done sat here and bitched about this for 25 minutes and I don't really have anything else to say that I haven't already said on this video or that I haven't said on Kempire's channel. I don't have anything, like, there's nothing else to say. Porsha, you should be ashamed of yourself. This was the biggest bag fumble I have ever seen. At least Kim Zolciak got 7 seasons of her show out, and she didn't have not the first premise of her show. All she had was kids and a husband, and we got 7 seasons of Don't Be Tardy. And from what I can recollect, nobody watched it. Nobody watched it. I don't know one person that liked Don't Be Tardy. I don't know one person that wishes Don't Be Tardy came back. I don't know one person that was upset when that show got canceled. But we got so many seasons of that show for a reason. They gave us something. She fed her fans somehow. Did you talk to Kim and her whole daughter before you did this? Because, damn, we could have, we didn't even get to see your friends on the show. We didn't even get to see Drew like that. She stopped by the one party. We saw Tanya. I think she stopped by the party. We didn't even see your friends. We didn't see nothing. Nothing. I gotta go. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about Porsha's family friend. Because I don't understand how this made it to television. I don't get how this made it to TV. So I'ma go. I got a whole other slew of videos that I gotta record, and I'm sure that I'ma probably get a lot more out of that than I did this. Maybe not, because I spent 30 minutes talking about this. So maybe the questions that I have about what we were supposed to get out of this show are gonna be more entertaining than what we actually got, clearly. So y'all drop down in the comments. If you like the video, share, subscribe, do all of the things. And I'll see you guys at the next town hall meeting. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. Don't get her no damn peach. Faking all this.